For China!
Yes, 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 yes.
Watch closely as I apply treatment to the first child. Sit down and study!
Yes, yes! It's finally happened! Nintendo loses! Game Freak takes the L! The biggest L of the year! Let's go! I am ecstatic to bring this news to you. Seriously, I'm so ecstatic, I didn't even bother to edit much today. I just want to announce this publicly to all of you. It's official. After spending millions upon millions of dollars in court and constantly harassing Pocket Pair and trying to play dirty with patenting laws, Game Freak has lost the battle to Pocket Pair. This news is literally fresh out of the oven for you, and I am the first to report on it, which is why you're gonna smash that sub button right there, you know? Get this channel to 120K. You can always expect Daddy Frit to be in your feed with the latest news and the type of news that you want to hear. None of this, oh my god, evolution. Now, you want the dirty details behind Nintendo's suffering, and I'm gonna give it to you. So, Nintendo's anti-Palworld patent application has been rejected in Japan, which is of course where the lawsuit's even taking place. This is major news. I cannot stress how important this is. We have been speculating for months the outcome of how this would go down. And as of today, we now know what the outcome is. So let's just dive right into it. I want all the details, all of it. One of Nintendo's anti-Palworld monster capture patent applications has been rejected by the Japanese patent office as it lacked an inventive step. See, I knew it. When I was talking to Florian Moeller and interviewing him, since he is a patent expert with over a decade of experience on these matters, and I'll leave a link to our interview down below, this was his prediction that it would be rejected just due to how absurd the request by Game Freak and the Pokemon Company was. These guys legitimately believed they invented mounting, invented capturing creatures, invented summoning. It was ridiculous, which is saying a lot because in the United States, they did approve for a patent. But in Japan, their home turf, they were denied. Which says a lot about us, doesn't it? For those unaware, Nintendo and the Pokemon Company have been battling Pocket Pair, the publisher of Palworld, in a patent infringement lawsuit for some time now. Yeah. Most recently, we had heard a patent expert say that Nintendo is so wrong it hurts. They're referring to Florian Muller. Regarding mods not being counted as prior art. Now, prior art is the main reason why Nintendo's patent application was rejected in Japan. According to a report by GamesFray, Nintendo's rejected patent application 2024-031879 was a subclaim of one of the anti-Palworld monster capture patents and a parent of another. It was dismissed for lack of inventive step, meaning it did not involve an innovative idea that was not an obvious combination of two or more pre-existing concepts. Several games were cited as prior art references. My God. They got rejected heavier than Alyssa Mercante got rejected by Hassan Piker. Look at that. The Japanese patent office understands just how ridiculous it is. And yeah, maybe it took them far too long to come to that conclusion, but as it was explained to me by Florian Muller, these things go through an entire process that is so complicated, so detailed, and in such order that sometimes you don't see an outcome for nearly a decade. But here, this happened relatively fast, since it was about, what, I think a year ago? And even as early as this year that Nintendo was trying to patent new things. They even outright changed the description of their patent mid-lawsuit to try and appeal to the Japanese patent office and the US one. So those fuckers were caught red-handed and they were denied accordingly, which means for once the system actually did what it was supposed to. Would you look at that? Isn't that impressive? Isn't that amazing? The patent office determined through a third-party submission of prior art that this step existed before Nintendo's December 2021 priority date, with games such as Studio Wildcard's Ark, Capcom Monster Hunter 4, Pocket Pair's Craftopia, Kentai Collection, and Pokemon Go. They used Pokemon! They literally literally cited Pokemon. They used Pokemon against Pokemon. Oh my god. However, the refusal was non-final, meaning Nintendo can either abandon this patent or file a new patent application with amended claims. Suck a dick. You lost, big boy. When the Japanese patent office is literally using Pokemon Go, one of your own games, to prove that you're bullshitting them, you've lost. Not only that, but it goes to show you that Pocket Pair was right on the money in their original rebuttal against the Pokemon Company. Originally, these were the games they also cited in their counterclaim. And the Pokemon fanboys, the diehard ones, were claiming Pocket Pair was the desperate one, making stupid claims and that none of this would hold up and the Pokemon Company would have their way. It would seem maybe Bucky from Pocket Pair isn't as stupid as you guys think. They were onto it. They knew that this would hold up, and it did. If you are wondering what these claims are, read more about the blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, we don't need to read those other claims. I mean, we don't need more than just the basic info here. Pokemon lost. Nintendo lost. $1 billion. Richest intellectual property on the planet just got their ass handed to them by an upcoming indie studio with one of the most successful record-breaking games on fucking Steam. This is easily one of the greatest underdog stories ever. And if you don't think so, you're just simply a fucking fanboy. You lost, bitches. Your ass didn't get taken to court. You went there yourself, and the patent office asked you, point me in the direction you would like for us to kick you out of here. Amazing though. Now, my question is, how did they use Pokemon Go, their own intellectual property, against them? But of course, this is non-final, meaning, like what said here in the article, that Nintendo is still free to try and pursue this further. And knowing Nintendo, they probably will. They are petty, they are spiteful, and most importantly, they are greedy. There is no end to Nintendo's funding for lawyers and lawsuits, which is hilarious because their games are made practically on zero budgets. Half the reason your Nintendo games look 10 years outdated is because they just simply don't want to invest their money and time and resources into building better things for you. Look at what they wasted their time doing instead. How is that acceptable for you as a diehard fan of this company? I don't understand. They just got their asses handed to them legally. Palworld was never in the wrong, and every single Nintendo diehard that defended them, that stood up for them. Think about those people. Corporate fanboys who don't actually give a shit about gaming outside of the one brand that they play on. They are a plague to our hobby. They are the problem. There's nothing the companies they worship can do wrong. So I just can't wait for the meltdown. As a matter of fact, I might just make a part 2 to this video reacting to the meltdowns. Nintendo losing is a big deal for those guys. They were begging for Palworld to be shut down. And now that that's not gonna happen, the floodgates are open. This is good. This outcome is great for the industry. Understand that, you fucking morons, stupid ass fanboys. Understand that if Nintendo had won this, the ramifications would have been destructive. But instead, now this is going to encourage more developers to make Nintendo alternatives, which we need direly, okay? Like, I know you guys want to pretend in your heads that no, Nintendo products are fine. They're still the best. No, Nintendo products are fucking outdated, repetitive, and other indie devs have just been doing a far better job at recreating what people like about Nintendo games, but with a better aesthetic, better visuals, better gameplay, almost everything except soundtracks. That I'll give to Nintendo. They still make some banger soundtracks. But other than that, the right decision was made today. Take a fat rip, drink a big one, or don't do any of those things. Do what you sober people do to celebrate. I don't know, eat a piece of lettuce or something. I, for one, am going to party hard right now with my brand new speakers. I mean, this is a far bigger deal for the channel and for me, because I've been keeping the closest watch on this lawsuit in comparison to all other channels out there. I've been reporting on this consistently because I really do truly care about this topic. And usually I don't care too much about things these days. But my passion and my hatred of Nintendo has led me here, has led us to the conclusion and practically the final chapter of this saga. Palworld wins. How can you get a happier ending than that? You can't. The underdog slayed Goliath today. Now, hopefully this will lead Pocket Pair into putting gameplay mechanics they took out previously due to their lawsuit. Hopefully we can recover what was lost in the middle of this lawsuit, because that was complete bullshit. The influence that Nintendo and Game Freak had on this company, countless, endless harassment lawsuits. That's the kind of shit right there that makes you root for a gaming company. You want to see them prevail, but most importantly, you kind of want to see them dethrone the ones prosecuting them and constantly trying to shut down what they make. Nintendo is a bully. They threw their weight around and they got served. And if you're all right with that, then like, comment, share, and subscribe if you so choose to. Let's go celebrate. With that being said, I'll see you in the next video.
Fritongo sucks ass.